I want to really talk about TLC, and I want to hear down below in the comments from the Nets fans, what do you think of Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot? I love this guy, and I think he's one of, if not going to be the most surprising player this year in the sense he's not going to have a breakout like years like scoring wise or eye popping, but he will have a breakout year where people thought he was just going to fall out of the league, and he's found his place in the league now. So I would love to talk about that, and let's get into this video. TLC doesn't have stats that you would look at and you'd be like, wow, great game by him, and it pops out. Like, it doesn't really, like, obviously last game he played 40 minutes and had 21 points, and that's something we'll see probably once a month or a few times a month. He might have a double digit, close to 20-point scoring game. I think he'll average like 11, 12 points this year. But one thing I do feel so confident about is his defensive ability. This man, oh my God, I have always loved Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. If you guys don't play 2K, always in 2K, he was one of those guys who was always in free agency, and he always caught your eye because he is physically perfect for a 3-and-D position, which is 6'7" with about a 6'8", 6'7" wingspan, and built lanky. He is wiry. Like, I'm not going to say he's not like skinny, because he has put on weight. He's 220 now, and when he came into the league, he's around 200. So he's put on the weight, and I think that's what took him so long to develop, is that he needed to put on the weight to be able to throw his body around. And what seems like forever, because he's been in the league since 2016, and he's always shown flashes. But this year, I really think it's going to be a year where he averages like a steal and a half a game, a block. He's going to be part of the Brooklyn Nets closing lineup. I know right now the past 3 games, especially the past 2 games, should tell you something. Back-to-back games where this game he didn't have any steals, didn't have any blocks, but it didn't matter. You saw when he forced Trae Young to do a double dribble at the end of the game. That probably saved the game. That was probably one of the moments in this game that he showed how valuable he is, part of the closing lineup. This man was able to, stay grounded, use the verticality, just put his arms up in the air, and make Trae Young have to try to make a difficult shot. And Trae Young is a very good foul drawer, and he was able not to draw a foul against TLC because TLC is that good of a defender. And I think a night like tonight is going to be a night that we'll see very consistently from him, just defensively, 26, 30 minutes a night, maybe more as the season progresses. But I think he's going to have about 5 to 10 shots a game, and they're going to always be three-pointers usually. I think they just want Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni want him just to shoot three-pointers, which if I was his coach, I would only want him to shoot three-pointers. And the first 2 games, he didn't play anything. But the past 3 games, it all started with the Hornets when he got 12 minutes. And in those 12 minutes, he hit 3 3-pointers and then hit another field goal to give himself 11 points and get a steal. And I think that's where they're like, we need to use this guy. And then we saw against the Grizzlies how they used him, and he just was on fire. And I know that those nights where against the Grizzlies are always going to be an anomaly. It's not an anomaly, an outlier. He'll have those maybe 3-5 times, several times a year, but it's not going to be a regular occurrence. That's something I do believe in. But I do want to talk about the Nets for the rest of the video, just so we could talk about something for another 4 minutes. I think I just gave us a good 4 minutes on Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. Kevin Durant is back. Kevin Durant is back. And we can go into that more, but let's talk about one thing negative. One thing negative about this team is, I'm going to say, I think it comes to their center play. DeAndre Jordan's great. So is Jared Allen. And I love Jared Allen. I've been hyping him up all thing. I'm not going to say anything about Jared Allen. Jared Allen's great. But DeAndre Jordan is great. But Jared Allen's going to have a bad night one night. And DeAndre Jordan isn't the DeAndre Jordan he used to be. Yeah, he'll have his moments in the games, but that's because he's playing 15, 20 minutes a game. And that's where I get scared. What if Jared Allen gets hurt? What if Jared Allen is fouled out. You know, when Jared Allen isn't in the game, I feel like the Nets aren't as good in the paint, inside, keeping opposing teams from wreaking havoc by attacking the rim. I really do believe that's something that concerns me about the Nets, because I don't have faith in DeAndre Jordan. Will have a night where he'll look really good, but then he'll have another night where he doesn't look like DeAndre Jordan anymore. And I think that's a valid concern. I think that's a very valid concern. But what they make up for that is in their veteran play. You see Jeff Green, he had a great three-pointer in the beginning of the game where he caught it and shot it. Jeff Green looks really good for this team. And same thing with Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince and Joe Harris and Landry Shamet are all guys you can consider veterans now. They've been in the league for at least 3 years. I mean, Jeff Green's obviously a veteran, but Taurean Prince, Landry Shamet, and Joe Harris are veterans now. You know, I think it's like after your third or fourth season, I think it's fair to call them veterans. Really, after your rookie year, sophomore season, I think you're a veteran at that point. You've been in the NBA, you know what to do. And they have really good veteran play, especially off the bench. Green, Shamet, they were calling him Sham. Wow. Taurean Prince. And Joe Harris is obvious starter. But Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, now a veteran. And he is great. DeAndre Jordan usually starts for this team. I don't know if that's because he's a better tip-off guy than Jared Allen. I'd never understand that. But Jared Allen usually is in the game for most of the game. So honestly, this is a really good team. Kyrie picked it up in the second half. He had a really rough first half. He had 4 points. I had some notes. I think I still have them. I deleted my Nets ones already because I think I talked through them all. But it was a good game. It was a good game. Atlanta Hawks are a good team, but the Brooklyn Nets are a better team. And I think this team can really win the East. I think their biggest opponent is obviously the Bucks, and the Hawks are up there. But this is going to be an interesting year for them, and we'll just see as time tells what's going to happen. I really enjoy watching them. It's great basketball. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we're going to do for today's video. If you made it to this part of the video, you have made it to the end of the video, part of the end of the video gang. Comment down below if you are. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I really do hope you guys do enjoy today's video. That's about it from me. I hope you guys do have a great day, because I know I will. Till next time, guys. Peace out.